What up, YouTube Live? Let's see if we're on here. All right, your audience will see it in a moment. Maybe I should check real quick. Oh my God. Oh, I can't wait to talk to you guys about tonight's episode of The X-Files. Let's see if it's on. Oh, okay. Well, there's a commercial. That's pretty cool. I like seeing ads. All right. Okay, so we're on. Woo! How's it going, everybody? I hope my audio sounds okay here with the spiffy new microphone. All right. Let's rock this. Okay, so as you know, I am one of the biggest X-Files nerds ever. I grew up in the 90s, big fan of the show. I used to watch it religiously until freaking, there's a couple of seasons when Robert Patrick and Annabeth Gish kind of stepped into the roles of Mulder and Scully, and I was like, what is this? What is these two guys doing? No offense to Robert Patrick, though. Love the guy. But, so yeah, anyway, that's a bit of my recap of personal history with the show. And of course, as you all know, Gillian Anderson is my celebrity crush. All right? She's my future ex-wife. She is my fantasy woman. That does not sound creepy at all. But anyway, let's get to tonight's episode, titled My Struggle Third. So it's the third episode titled of that was titled My Struggle. It's a continuation of the My Struggle 1 and My Struggle 2 in the previous season. And yeah, I know it sounds like My Struggle the Third, like there's a My Struggle Junior. So let's dissect this. I have some notes in front of me. By the way, this video contains spoilers, so if you haven't seen the episode, just a heads up, I will be discussing spoilers here, and feel free to do super chat or chime in during this live stream and share your thoughts as well. Okay, first of all, the episode starts out with a brief montage of cigarette smoking man's influence throughout history, and that just cracked me up. That whole montage was just hilarious. There's even a flashback to younger cigarette smoking man. There's a younger actor playing him, and it was just hilarious, man. I was just watching that wondering, dude, how many decades, how many years has this guy lived on this planet? The guy is like freaking immortal. He's like the Highlander. There can be only one cigarette smoking man. Jeez, man. He's influencing one president after the next. The guy's an alien. Woo! It's just, it's funny. It harkens back to Forrest Gump movie. You remember Forrest Gump? How Forrest Gump meets presidents, one president after the next. It's like that. It was just hilarious. By the way, right now it's 2017. Come on now. Come on. Why is he still called the cigarette smoking man? He should be called the e-cig man, right? Or the vapor man. Or, the electronic cigarette man. Get with the times, cigarette smoking man. One of the parts about the montage that actually got brought back up again later on in tonight's episode was apparently the cigarette smoking man is one of the people behind the staging of the moon landing. Oh my God. Oh, what? Writer-director Chris Carter, you are hilarious. By the way, I don't believe moon landing is fake, guys. That's just my thought because obviously there have been what? There were like seven uh, visits to the moon after the 1969 one. I'm like it's impossible that all of those seven trips were faked. Um, Including the original one. But that's just my take on the moon landing. So, freaking Chris Carter. So that montage was entertaining. All right, and then bam, the episode keeps moves on to Dana Scully being sick. Okay, it as a fan of Gillian Anderson, it ached my heart seeing my beautiful woman lying in bed, in a coma. That was just like, oh, come on. Why does Dana Scully have to be sick? Apparently, the doctor said something about her brain's like on fire. And so, freaking Walter Skinner apparently has a skill of reading some kind of a Morse code off of a brain scan. That whole shot was just okay. So tonight's episode, I made fun of tonight's episode a bit on Twitter. There were some aspects about it that are just like, come on now. It's a even as a fan, I have to kind of bring it down a little bit, Chris Carter. Bring it down a little bit. You're up on cloud nine here. But anyway, so I saw Danny Scully lying there in bed, and I tweeted like, "Oh my God, Gillian Anderson's just asleep in a hospital bed. I should probably kiss her like Sleeping Beauty, so she'd wake." Speaking of wake, she finally wakes up, and all of a sudden, Dana Scully, her character, becomes some kind of a Nostradamus. All right, she has visions. She can see things, and that's what I meant earlier by, her brain being sort of like on fire. And part of her vision is she sees plague, she sees death, she sees dying and destructions, and she tells Mulder that the only cure is stem cell from their son William. Now, for those of us who've been following this show forever, you would know the significance of this son of theirs, William. He keeps recurring from time to time, from one episode to the next. And so by now he's already a bit grown, but we don't see him fully just yet. So Dana's like having visions like, oh my God, the end of the world is nigh, and the only key to surviving is our son. And the episode also, Chris Carter, the creator of this and the director of that episode tonight, goes out of his way to also bring back some of the characters from the past. Like I said, if you've been following the show, you would recognize characters like Jeffrey Spender. Jeffrey's back. Hello, that's interesting. And there's a bit of a okay. So here's my theory on what Chris Carter was trying to accomplish with tonight's episode. Okay, so there's a bit of a Fast and Furious car chase scene going on, and then there's a bit of a quick fight going on with Jeffrey Spender, and then there's a bit of an intense scene with Dana Scully. I keep calling her by her real name. I don't know why. So those scenes were set up. I think my theory is that it's Chris Carter's way to hook you in. All right, because this is the first episode out. There's gonna be 10 episodes in this new season, so he's gotta come up with a way to make things seem as if they're pulse pounding, even though they don't necessarily have to be pulse pounding. For example, Mulder ends up tailing the guy, who was chasing him. So it's reversed now. Mulder ends up tailing the guy all the way to South Carolina without stopping for gas. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. So if there's no car chase, if there's no fight, then it would be just a pretty simple, straight episode. But Chris Carter's like, all right, no, we got to add these elements in, so the audiences could wonder. In this episode tonight, Chris Carter leaves a lot of, I don't want to say breadcrumbs. I want to say his mission was to leave behind, leave questions lying around. Okay, so that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to leave a lot of question marks lying around everywhere. So we, the fans, end up wondering, oh, who's this guy? Who's that guy? Why is he chasing Mulder? Why is this happening to Scully? So that's what Chris Carter was doing tonight. He was setting up questions all over the place. Question mark here, question mark there, question mark, around that corner. So that was the objective of Chris Carter for tonight's episode, in my theory. Now, here are the big spoilers. So, okay, let me try to dissect this. So, cigarette smoking man is colluding with Monica Reyes, played by Annabeth Gish. And cigarette smoking man has an alien pathogen that can kill billions of people. So on the other side, Mulder thought that he was zeroing on cigarette smoking man, but he ended up actually encountering a different syndicate organization. Okay, are you guys following here? So there's a different syndicate organization, and apparently it kind of mirrors cigarette smoking man. Even the guy actually smokes, cigarette himself. And then there's the bad bodyguard, and then there's the other lady that kind of behaves like Monica Reyes. So this organization has their own conspiracy. And what they want, according to tonight's episode, is space alien colonization. Hey guys, this is the X-Files, okay? This is the X-Files. So stay with me here. So they're trying to convince Mulder, we can take you in. We that's our objective, space colonization, leave Earth. And Mulder's like, you can't take 7 billion people. You probably gotta take just a chosen few. And so the syndicate organization is like, that's okay. You can be one of the chosen few, but do this for us. Now, on the other hand, supposedly cigarette smoking man has the pathogen that can kill billions, and he's offering a deal to Walter Skinner. So in his thought, in his mind, Scully is immune and Mulder is unsalvageable. We can't save Mulder, but I need the boy. So everybody and their grandma is hunting down for this one boy, William, Mulder and Scully's son. And voila, the other bigger reveal is that William turns out to be cigarette smoking man's son. Cigarette smoking man said that I impregnated Scully with science. So William is special because he is an alien child. He is a superhuman child. Wow. Now that is one way to definitely hook you in, if you are fans of the show. Now, there'll be more questions like, oh my God, so can William do, extra powerful things because he's superhuman? What does this superhuman mean? Why is he so wanted by every everybody wants a piece of this kid? Like, what can he do actually? That so much so that the cigarette smoking man wants him, other than, apparently he's his son. So, what are my thoughts about tonight's episode? Again, it's just setting things up so that you stick around for the next 9 episodes. It always cracks me up how you would have episodes like this that are very dramatic, that are supposed to have a longer arc, but then there will be subsequent episodes that are, how X-Files, there would be episodes about myth and lore and urban legend. So I'm sure we can expect that as well in this new season. So it always cracks me up how the show sometimes would take detours to those stories or those lores, and then it'll come back around again to, it being about William and the cigarette smoking man's conspiracy. So I'm curious to see how how they would kind of manipulate the whole season in that direction. If I'm explaining myself clearly here. So that's my first thought. My second thought is, throughout watching tonight's episode, I was kind of holding my breath a little bit. I was a little worried because in an recent interview, Gillian Anderson said that she's gonna say goodbye to her character Dana Scully, and that made me feel sad. So I thought they were gonna kill her off in tonight's episode. I thought, oh my god, we're gonna say goodbye to Scully, but fortunately that does not happen. But the fact that Gillian Anderson saying that, yes, I'm going to say goodbye to Dana Scully, that's not something I look forward to this new season. I don't know how they're gonna pull that off. I hope it is done without killing her off. But I just have to brace myself for the worst, man. That's it. Those are my thoughts. I want to say, as a fan of the X-Files, this whole limited series is nice and all. I guess by the end of the 10th episode, you're gonna end up wanting more, unless they actually conclude it as a finale. I really don't like the younger mirror version of Mulder and Scully. Agent Einstein and Agent Miller. I'm not too sold on those two guys yet. So if I'm just, shooting in the dark here, if Chris Carter wants to conclude the X-Files, because, Gillian Anderson doesn't want to play Dana Scully anymore, so the only reasonable way is to conclude the X-Files, because the X-Files cannot, the X-Files is not the X-Files without Mulder and without Scully. Okay, if you just have Mulder or if you just have Scully minus the other, it won't work, in my opinion. So the only possible option is spin-off with Agent Einstein and Agent Miller. I got nothing against the actors, Robbie and Ambrose. They're fantastic actors, but I'm not sure if the fans are ready. But I'm just spitting in the dark here. Maybe that's what's gonna happen now that Gillian Anderson has confirmed that she's going to say goodbye to Dana Scully. But we'll see. I hope it doesn't have to get to that. So that's it. Those are my rants about tonight's episode, My Struggle 3. Can't wait for next week. Stay tuned. Make sure you share your thoughts in the comment section below. And thanks for tuning in to the live stream. And make sure you subscribe to my channel and share this video with all your friends on the YouTube verse. And and if you can support me, please do so on patreon.com/ramascreen. Alright guys, the truth is out there. Let's rock this. Woo! Wait, where's my... Oh, here it is. Here it is.